Yo, welcome back to the channel. Today we'll be checking out all the parts that I've gathered in order to do the cam swap on my 99 C5 Corvette. So real quick about my car, it's a stock LS1 besides the long tube headers that I just installed. Other than that, stock intake, stock everything else. So with that out of the way, let's check out the parts. So first, of course, we have the cam itself. I went with a Texas Speed 228R. The specs are, it's a 228, 232 duration, 600 lift with a 110 lobe separation. Now I got the full kit from Texas Speed, which includes the dual valve springs, titanium retainers, valve seals, and push rods. So now let's check out the parts that were highly recommended that I do with my cam swap. I got all the part numbers laid out for you guys, starting with the Summit balancer. The stock C5 balancers are known to go bad at any amount of miles, so it's good we're doing that. Got a balancer bolt. This actually came with the Texas Speed kit, but you can buy them separate if you don't want to get the kit. Next is the trunnion bearing upgrade. Stock LS1 rockers have needle bearings. Those will be replaced with these brass bearings. Moving down, we have the Melling performance oil pump. Out of all the things here, this is probably the most optional thing you can do. But once you have your timing cover off, the oil pump is right there, and it might as well be replaced with the upgraded one. Moving right along, we have the LS2 timing chain. The only difference, as far as I understand, between this one and the stock LS1 timing chain is the thickness of the links. And I think that's the only difference. Let me know otherwise. We have the timing chain dampener along with the bracket for the earlier LS1 engines. Later LS engines have holes drilled and tapped into the block already, and it can accept this, but mine's a 99, so I needed the bracket. Then we have our gaskets. Got a set of valve cover gaskets. They might not be bad, but just in case, I got new ones anyway. And then the gasket set, which also came with the cam kit, including your timing cover gasket, the crank seal, and water pump gaskets. So next we'll move over to some of the tools, specialty tools you might need or will need. Starting with a 3-jaw balancer puller. You can loan these from a lot of auto parts stores, but I just went ahead and bought one. After that, we have the Mr. Gasket timing cover alignment tool. So this will slip onto your crankshaft, and then you can get your timing cover aligned, and then once it's bolted down, you can put in your seal. This tool is from Summit. It is for your trunnion bearings. You put this on your vise, and it makes pressing out the old bearings and pressing in the new ones really easy. This part, I couldn't get a part number from it. This is just from Amazon. It's a valve spring compressor for LS engines. So you can do 2 at a time. This will just bolt right where your rockers would bolt. And then we have the BTR pneumatic valve holder. So this will hold the valves up while you do the springs so they don't drop in. And lastly, you'll need some 5/16 dowel rods to hold the lifters up in their trays while you're pulling out the old cam and putting the new one back in. And lastly, we have fluids. So we'll be draining both the power steering and the coolant, so we just need enough to replace those. Got some assembly lube, and then enough oil for 2 oil changes, and then a little bit of extra just to get the cam oiled up. And then obviously we have 2 oil filters for those oil changes. And then obviously once your cam is done, you're going to need to get your car tuned so it's running right with your new cam. But that's pretty much it as far as the parts go. I'll try to get a link in the description for this part since I don't have the part number here. I might have missed a few little odds and end things, but this is basically everything you need to do a cam swap yourself on a C5 Corvette. So that's it, a quick little video on everything I got to do the cam swap. And that's going to be the next video, getting this thing torn apart and getting the cam swapped. So with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one.